beautiful people, thank you so much for tuning in. It is a new whistle day, and today I am reviewing the MK Midgie, and I am super excited. Now, I got this whistle from bigwhistle.co.uk. You folks have heard me talk about this website before. It is basically an online whistle store that holds stock of instruments, tin whistles, low whistles from all over the world. So if you're based in the UK or Europe and you're looking for stock of some really top brands of whistles, then this is a perfect place to shop, especially if you want to try and avoid import fees from the US and other places in the world. I also quickly wanted to show you how things come packaged today, so I've left everything in the wrapper, but we have this nice sturdy sort of poster tube, but it's obviously a whistle tube. There's a little tuning slide grease, always a little note from Big Whistle, which I really like. Personal touches, guys, well done. And the classic Big Whistle packaging you can see here with their logo on the front. And if I open this up, MK whistles come in their own cases, and these cases are felted cases. They're absolutely gorgeous. I have an MK Pro Low D whistle as well. This is an MK Midgie High D, and the case, I got mine years and years ago. It was like my second whistle, but the case hasn't changed a lot in that time. It's still this gorgeous felted Velcro case. Now, this little Midgie is in this beautiful red color. First impressions of it obviously are it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, if we start at the top of the whistle, you can see the signature MK design, beautifully finished painted red whistle, and this silver angled mouthpiece plate here for the blade. Everything is obviously very neat and professionally finished. It's got this gorgeous curved mouthpiece design, and this has actually changed a little from my original MK whistle. We have a nice curved windway at the top here, always very comfortable in the mouth, but the whole of the mouthpiece here is metal. If we move down, you'll notice that these whistles are tunable. This one is a little bit stiff at the moment as it's just come out of the packaging, but that's why you have the tuning slide grease that comes with these, so that you can grease these tuning slides and make everything a lot smoother. If we move down the whistle, you'll see the finger holes are again beautifully finished. We do have a reasonably large fifth finger hole. That is always the case on pretty much any whistle, but it's not difficult to cover in the slightest. Obviously, it's a high D whistle, so these finger spaces are easy to cover. We don't have any key or anything on the bottom of the whistle, but if we go back up to the top on the mouthpiece, we have the details of the whistle here. MK Midgie High D, and sort of a make and model number at the end here as well. Now, I personally like to leave a slight gap on these whistles when I play them. I've always found that that keeps my MK Low D perfectly in tune, so I'm going to go for that on the Midgie as well. And I'll give it a little play so you can hear how it sounds. So as you can hear, this whistle has a very unique sound and is beautifully capable of hitting those high notes without any problems. The actual texture to the voice is one of the reasons I love MK whistles. It does sound unique. There's no other whistle with this sounding texture, resonance, and just character to its voice, and that is why I really love these whistles. And it hits those high notes really sweetly, which I'm actually really impressed by. I find with the MK Pro Low D, you do need quite a lot of air, a bit of push to get to the high notes, and this is the case with this whistle, although obviously being a high whistle, they come out a lot smoother and a lot easier than they do with a low whistle. which, I mean, makes sense because low whistles are huge and this little thing is tiny. So let's do a quick tuning test on this and see what we have. So as you can see on the tuning, we're pretty good. Again, you can adjust this, so it will take a little bit of getting used to the breath control through this whistle. Again, warming it up to a proper playing temperature because it's actually quite cold today. It's quite cold in this room as well. And it's literally just arrived. So it will take a little bit of getting used to the amount of air that you need to put through on each particular note. And obviously, yeah, a little bit of a warm up to hit that perfectly. But again, you've got the tuning slide, so you can adjust this by little increments to flatten or sharpen the notes slightly, which will enable you to get this to its perfect tuning, depending on how you want to play it, the room you're in, etc. Now this whistle is quite lightweight, which I wasn't expecting. I was basing all my assumptions on this on the MK Pro Low D whistle, which I own. Obviously this isn't going to be as heavy. It's slightly heavier than, for example, a Generation or a Clark whistle, but it's pretty much on a par. It's not overly heavy, so it's not going to be a problem if you find weight an issue with an instrument. The only one thing I will say about this whistle is that the painted coating, which is actually a sort of a shiny finish, very smooth on this whistle, will be a little bit slippery. So if you do find that your whistles tend to get away from you, this might be something to take into consideration. It's quite a slippery whistle. No more so really than a brass whistle, but just to give you that advice. The MK Pro Low D that I have has a different finish. This is quite an old whistle now. This is from 5 or 6 years ago. And it's actually a matte finish rather than a shiny finish. So if I rub my fingers over it, you can hear the texture. Whereas if I rub my fingers over this one, it's completely smooth. So yeah, they might be a little bit on the slippery side. Other than that, I don't think there's a bad thing I can say about this whistle. It looks gorgeous. It sounds really unique. There's something quite special about the tone that MK whistles have, and the Midgie is no exception. It is beautiful, it is professional, and it sounds incredible. Now, as I said, this whistle was from mkwhistles.co.uk. You folks can find a link to this exact whistle in the description down below. I've also put the Big Whistle website up here on screen as well. I'll also put the tutorial to bring him home right here on screen and my original cover of that on the MK Pro Low D down here as well, plus some other tunes that I think you might enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please do hit that big thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't for more awesome tin whistle tunes. But until next time, happy whistling, and I'll see you folks soon. Bye.